Our game of the week in week 2 between the Purple Tornado and the Indians reminds me of a mix between the Wizard of Oz and a John Wayne country western. And trust me, we're not in Kansas anymore. Both teams were looking for their first win of the season. Take a listen to the pregame huddle from Owego. Awesome stuff coming in 3 seconds.
Where my dog at? Where my dog at?
If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what does. We start right from the get-go. Kickoff. Norwich's Cody Brady tries to take the return upfield, hit immediately by Stone Marcus. 4 other Indians. He basically clotheslined him. That's the way he started the game of the week. 2 minutes to go in the first. Will Gladney drops back to pass, and it's off the fingers of Shank Roberts and into the hands of Matt Perella. Purple Tornadoes take over in Indian territory. 3 plays later, Michael Orles with the handoff. Number 28 does his best Adrian Peterson impression. Shaking, moving, juking all the way down to the 2-yard line. Last play of the quarter, just like a Madden video game. They give him the pigskin to Oral, and he uses a lot of truck stick to get into the end zone for the score. Norwich leads 6-0 after 1 quarter. Let's go to the second quarter, where more scoring and action happened. Owego driving in the red zone. Logan Nira finds Eric Larrabee for the score from 11 yards out, and Owego with the lead 7-6, and that starts the lights and the ambulance. Next Norwich drive. Michael Orles continues to get the carries and continues to muscle through Indians. I didn't script this. Red zone should be called the Oral zone because he was finding the end zone with touchdowns. Purple Tornado up 12-7. But Owego kept fighting back, extending drives. Nira to Will Gladney, and that run after the catch put them inside the 10-yard line. Kid reminds me of Steve Smith now on the Baltimore Ravens. The girls are excited because they can feel score coming on the horizon. 3rd and goal, they hand the ball to the goal line rusher, Stavion Canavan, and like a Dodge Caravan, rides through the blockers and into the end zone for the scores. The Indians take a 14-12 lead, and it's time to bang those drums all day long. Final drive of the half for Norwich, trying to score with a minute left, but the snap goes high to Cole Riffenberg. Phil Stevens picks up the football, and Owego defense comes through, beating Norwich 20-12. Jeremy Donovan has the Indians in studio. Jeremy, take it away.
Thanks, Donnie. I'm now joined by the Owego Free Academy Indians head coach Steve Verkler, Dan Wolf, and CJ Bergman. A big 20-12 win for you guys over Norwich. Guys, let's start with you. How big of a win was that for you in terms of momentum in the road going forward?
I think it was a really good thing to happen just so we can get the first one under us so we can keep on moving through. We had a tough game last week, but this is important for moving forward.
We fought hard. It was a 48-minute battle, and it was just a tough dogfight for us, and I think we came out pretty happy at the end. Now, Coach, I'm sure you're pretty happy with the win, too. How do you think the team executed your game plan that you established pregame?
You know, it's a high school football team, or game. You have ups and downs, and you know, we came out. They scored first. We came back and scored. Went back and forth, and went into halftime with a 14-12 lead, and we were certainly happy with that. And then came out in the 3rd quarter, and they got a long run and took it down inside the 10-yard line, and we came up with a big goal line stand. Eddie Crana blocked a field goal, which kept the lead for us, and then we were able to go down and punch one more in, so that was a huge play for us.
Now, in terms of on the field, the first half, as Coach mentioned, kind of back and forth, nobody really gaining any momentum. How do you mentally keep yourself on the edge, knowing that if with that close of a game at the half, that anything could happen, and good or bad?
You just got to trust your coaches, rely on their play calls, and just keep playing tough. Something's going to break loose, and when it does, the momentum goes, and you just go with it. So,
and I think a big thing is just staying focused and focusing on this play instead of thinking about what's happening overall. Because if you get too caught up in the game situation, then you forget about what's happening right now, and then you can let things slip through your hands.
Now, Coach, obviously you guys put it out of reach in the second half, the clinching touchdown. What did you say in the locker room to kind of get things going in your advantage?
I think it was just that, you know, go out and finish what we started. It was a close battle in the first half, and it continued that in the second half. And you know, we came out and got it done when we needed to. It was still within reach, so I mean, you know, scoring a 2-point play, they're right back in it. So. But we were able to make a defensive stand at the end.
Now, I'm sure as you guys have heard him probably say, and any coach that you've played before, everybody always says offense wins games, defense wins championships. The defense Friday night was just outstanding. Didn't allow a single passing yard and only allowed 1 first down in the second half. What was going right for you guys on that side of the ball?
Our defensive line, they played great. it was a tough run game against Norwich. Mike Orioles, credit to him. He's a big back. He's good. But, you know, the guys up front, they really got the job done.
Yeah, I think I'll just second that. Our defensive line played phenomenal. And, like, sitting behind them as a linebacker, like, almost every other play, I'd be like, oh, I didn't have to do anything that play. They cleaned that up pretty well. So, yeah, a defensive line.
And seeing a 0 in that pass column as a head coach, what's that like?
You know, I think our secondary, they're giving the credit to the defensive line, which I think is deserved, but I think our secondary did a good job, too, of taking things away that they wanted, and, you know, we forced them to run the ball maybe more than they wanted to, but it was a good team effort.
Now, for all three of you, what do you take positive or negative out of this game against Norwich heading into week 3?
This is a momentum starter. This is what starts it, and if we get a big win next week, we'll have a little bit win streak going under our belt into ME, so hopefully that can help us out a little bit.
I think we can take out just like the energy we had in that game, and we see how well that worked, and just having the focus and energy, and we just need to keep that going and use that same focus and energy in all our opponents.
You know, Section 4 football right now is very strong, and for us to go in and beat a good Norwich football team and come out of there with a W is certainly important to us. And there's no easy path on our schedule in the entire road. So we'll take a win when we can get it.
What do you take out of the game plan this week, heading into a tough task against Windsor next week?
You know, I think we go back and, you know, coaches watch film and all the guys watch film, and we'll meet on Monday and do it together, and we'll look at the positives and the negatives and try and fix the mistakes that we made and build on the good things that we've done.
All right, the Owego Free Academy Indians, fresh off a 20-12 win over Norwich Purple Tornadoes in our game of the week. We'll be back with more 4th and Goal.